Well, hi. Welcome to the part 3 of the goods market model lecture. Which is part of the lecture series of the course Introduction to Economics, prepared for Middlesex Technical University Northern Cyprus campus. And in this part, actually, we will start to the main part of the course, and there, actually, we will start I will start introducing the multiplier concept. Actually, in this course, we will have two multipliers. The other one I will introduce in the next lecture. This one we will see here is spending multiplier, and then we will have also the money multiplier. You should remember as a first point when you study multiplier concept, the Keynesian model is based on the idea production level can increase without increase in price because there is this huge, in the model itself actually, unlimitless excess capacity. That's the first thing you should remember, because when you think logically, you might think in reality, actually, the production might hit to the limit, the production capacity, but the model assumes actually this capacity is far away. So, the main idea here is when you have an initial spending happening in the economic system, this initial spending will cause new spending, and then another spending, and then another spending. So it actually creates not only an initial increase in production level due to this existing new demand, but it also creates new demand, multiple increases in the demand level due to the spending process in the economic system. So how will it occur? Well, you might think it like this. Okay, let's clear this. Let's say someone is making $100 spending, and another person will get this money. I don't have dollar sign. Do I have dollar sign somewhere? Probably I have, but I cannot see it. So let's write dollars. The person who received this amount of money will save part of it. Let's say save $20 and spend rest of it. Let's say he will spend $20. And and we can say on average from the spending and saving patterns, for every $100 someone gets, he might be spending on average $20 and basically spend $80. So in this case, we can create two different concepts. One is the marginal propensity to consume, which can be written as MPC, which is basically out of every $100, how many will be on average spent by an individual, which can be 0.8. Well, we can define it for individuals, but we can also define it for the whole nations or for a national economy. And there, basically, we will take the national averages, of course. I mean, on average, how much money people are spending and how much they are saving. So we have also marginal propensity to save, which can be written as MPS. And from now on, I will use it. This is, since it is from out of every $1, logically, you have $1 and you spend 0.8 of it. My MPS is 1 minus 0.8, which is equal to 0.2. So MPS is 0.2 in this case. So after making these definitions, let's think about this. Initially, when I have $100 spending, since basically we have an unlimited excess capacity. This will increase in production level. Basically, we have $100 increase in production level. But then the guy who takes this money is taking this money and spending 0.8 out of it. Then this money, this 0.8 of it will be spent, which is actually equal to $80. That $80 will be taken by someone else. That someone else, on average, if the MPS is 0.8, will basically take this 100 times 0.8 dollars, which is $80 basically, but let's keep it that way, and then we'll spend 0.8 out of it. Well, this means basically this guy is spending 0.8 square of this money. Can I make square? No, not this way. Let me look to it. I have just taken it from the text. So 100 times 0.8 times is 100 times 0.8 square. And then the next guy will take this 100 times 0.8 square dollar, which is $64, and save 0.2, I mean 20% of it, and spend 0.8%. So basically, this will be a spending equal to 100 times 0.8 cube. So each of these spendings will increase the production level, since we have this infinite production capacity which is not used. So the increase will be 100 plus 100 times 0.8 plus 100 times 0.8 square plus 100 times 0.8 over 3 plus 100 times 0.8 over 4. So since this next guy will take 100 times 0.8 over 3 amount of money and spend 0.8% of it, and this will go all the way to the infinity. So this equation will show the increase in production level. Well. We know from our proof this increase is equal to 100 divided by 1 minus 0.8, which is equal to 100 over 0.2. So this is the multiplier. I mean, actually that would mean the increases. If you divide 100 to 0.2, you can do it. You will get 500. So actually, the initial spending, $100 spending, will create a $500 increase in the production level in this case. Well, can we generalize everything we have seen up to now? We can, actually. Since 0.8 was just the MPC, instead of basically having 0.8, we can just write MPC. So now we have a general equation. I mean, and to MPC we can find any the multiplier of the country we are talking about. So this will be our initial equation, and then we will have 100 over 1 minus MPC, and then we have 100 over MPS. I'm sorry, this is 1 minus MPC. So if you want to even more generalize it, in that case, instead of $100, you can just have $1. In that case, all these expressions will go. Let's do this like this. And this will be the amount of increase created by $1. So if you have 0.8, basically this $1 increase, $1 initial spending will create a $5 increase in production level. So in that case, if we have MPC as 0.8, our initial spending will be multiplied by 5. So each spending will be multiplied by 5. So in that case, 5 will be our multiplier. So actually we could use MPS, but usually MPC is how much people spend is seen as a more important variable. As a result, this expression is taken as the spending multiplier in the economic system. So this is our multiplier. So this is the multiplier. Now we will, well, before we move on, actually, let me show you this is actually taken from a study for 2000, and actually you can see the multipliers and the MPCs for different countries. For United States, it is 0.68. Interesting, because in the United States, for the most part of history, people were saving, spending a lot, but here actually you see the overall number is not that large. Maybe there are some classes which are not saving with higher weight, but the multiplier is 3.125, which means every dollar spent will be multiplied by this number. In UK it is 0.77, multiplier is 4.55. In Singapore it is 0.41, so the multiplier is just 1.7. In Japan it is 0.61, so multiplier is 2.56. I could not find it for Turkey or Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus, although if you look to the internet, maybe there is some study where you can see it. There are no general numbers calculated for multiplier, so you should look to specific studies, basically. It's not a regularly calculated number. So now we can go to the main elements of the model we will see, and we will use on our path the multiplier also. So our assumption will start by defining two different types of spending. Usually a third one will be added later, but this will be an active intervention to the economic system, at least in our context. The third will be government spending, but we will see government spending as a way of government to basically regulate the economic system. And we will discuss this assumption on the government later. But for now, I mean, we need to see the economic system without government to see how this intervention will actually work for the economic system. So basically, government is taken out. And when we take the government out, then we are also taking the economic system as a closed system. If we had international economics, we will also see the effect of international economics, although because of the corona crisis, we have taken international economics out. But if you're interested, I can still provide you with all information and the lecture notes and everything else for that. So taking government spending out, international economics out, we have two different types of spending: consumption spending and the investment spending, basically. And the active one here will be the consumption, although the investment would be rather the more important thing. Remember, in Keynes, basically the investment spending was the one that was actually kind of the one that's creating irregularities. So that will be the one that is actually creating the disruptive effects. Consumption is rather a type of spending that is functioning according to certain rules in the economic system, basically. So, consumption spending. First, it depends on several factors, but the main factors we will take into account in the equation, the key factor, although the other ones we will also mention, is the income. So, the more income people have, we assume the more they will consume. But when we are talking on the income, we are actually should talk on the disposable income. So basically, we should subtract from the income the taxes. So YD will be the amount we will take. We will continue to talk on this in the next part, since we are coming to close to the 15 minutes mark. So see you in the next part.